right, what's up, everyone? You tune in to Ill Vibe Theory, your number one source for hip-hop and R&B in the Las Vegas Valley. Today we have a really, really special guest. Well, 5 to be specific. So introduce yourself. Who are you guys?
Well, first of all, we are the Lique.
That was perfect.
Snap. That's what's going down. Yeah, we are the Lique, based out of Las Vegas. I am Rassar, the MC.
I'm Jeremy, the drummer.
I'm Jason, the new guy, synth player.
I'm Sean, the guitar player.
And I'm Nick, the bassist.
Hey.
You guys are awesome. That's awesome. How's your guys' day going? Thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, it's going well. Thank you for having us.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's kind of hot out here. Everybody's had a multitude of experiences, but
Pretty crazy day.
yeah.
You guys all look nice too. Button downs, clean.
Thank you. We try to do something, special for the people. Yeah. Where do we start? Actually, I'm probably the only person that hasn't attended UNLV.
Yes.
Like,
That's our first question. You read minds.
You read minds.
Yeah, you have a vibe.
Hey,
I like
just hang around, just see what happens. Okay, so yeah, that thing happened with Lauryn Hill and Kamasi Washington. Like, that's an example of something interesting happening. But that's a different story.
We're going to have to definitely get into that because that sounds interesting, especially since Lauren was here this past weekend.
Right,
Yes.
right.
So
right.
hold on to that thought.
Yes,
Don't let it
yes.
go.
No, we'll stay focused here.
Awesome. So you did say that you're the only one that didn't attend UNLV. So where did you go? Rassar?
I'm from Sacramento, and I moved here. It's a long story that'll probably hog up the entire interview, so I'm just going to say I moved here for Rose Rabbit Lie at the Cosmopolitan. It was a crazy job. I was an MC. There's long interviews about that, but it's a long story. But the thing is, I almost left Vegas, and then it was actually Sean's idea through a mutual friend who also attends UNLV, Ramon Phillip.
Yeah, Ramon Phillip, he is a viola player at UNLV, and he hooked me up with Rassar, and then it just kind of happened from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So how did you guys, because actually, Jeremy, you're from New York, so how did this work out for you?
Yeah, I moved here from Long Island, New York. I had never heard of UNLV before because I don't really follow basketball. And I just came across an article about the music program here in a Downbeat magazine. And at the last minute, I applied, and I ended up coming here for some reason.
I think that's interesting, though, because you think of New York and it has all these musical influences. Why did you feel like you needed to leave, like, across the country?
I think that, honestly, I didn't feel like I needed to leave. I felt like the faculty here and the different areas of the music industry that they work in, there was just a lot of opportunities here, whereas back in New York, it was just gonna be a lot more expensive to stay there. And I think that I was gonna get just as good and diverse an education here, but it was gonna be a lot more cost effective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
$700,000. What about Jason? I know Jason and Nick have always lived here, so your stories. I mean, Sean too, but how did you guys all come together with?
Well, I've lived here all my life, and it didn't really make sense for me to leave school and go to somewhere else for music because it didn't seem rational for me to do that because I would, just like Jeremy said, I wouldn't have to pay as much money here because of scholarships, and going somewhere else and pulling out a student loan just did not sound appealing at all. So I ended up staying here and started to build a career in music when I started my undergrad, and that's how I met Nick and Sean. Or I knew Sean since high school, but that's how I met Nick.
Yeah.
And what about you, Nick?
Yeah.
I actually, I grew up here too, and I was actually planning on going to USC in LA, And I got accepted in the music program, but I did not get accepted into the actual school itself, even though I applied with a 4.2 GPA.
Wow.
So,
This is my first time hearing that,
yeah, but that's USC. And then I was thinking about going to other places, but UNLV is a lot cheaper, and I had a high school girlfriend at the time, and that kind of influenced my decision.
Oh, love.
And past love. So
So how does it feel to be back on campus for you guys that went here?
I kind of like it. I like this campus. I like it a lot. I come back here more often than I probably should. You know? I used to live on campus,
Oh, okay.
which was great. But I don't anymore because I don't go here.
All right, so getting into your band, tell us about how you guys came together. What is the meaning behind the name? That's my big thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun with that one. It's okay. Story time, everybody.
Rasar is gonna tell us the story.
Okay,
Let's go.
so I'm gonna break it down. I'll condense it. Everybody knows I talk a lot. So let's
Just a little bit. Yeah. We all sit here silently, nodding.
All right. So my homegirl Butterscotch, who is I can't explain everything. I'm just gonna lay it down. My homegirl Butterscotch, who is from Davis, she was on America's Got Talent. Her and I have been friends for almost a decade. She moved here. She's the reason why I got involved in this show. So she's the reason why I'm even in Las Vegas. She tours the world all the time. She's been to like over 20, 30 countries doing music. Finally, she found a way to help me out. So last year we were in Switzerland and Germany, and we were at the show. So we had an all-German band. We're in Switzerland at this thing called the Baloise Session. So we go to this little jazz club after our like huge. We just opened for James Blunt, and like CeeLo played this, Wyclef, all these like huge people played it. But then we went to this little jazz show across town after our show. And so it's just me, these like 5 Germans and Butterscotch in this little Swiss jazz club. There's like maybe 20 people. And then get to the end of the show. It was a rather stiff show, but it was cool. Like they were talented, but they didn't have a lot of soul. But they're doing their thing, nothing exciting. And at the very end, they're just finally building up. It's like it's all going crazy, and people are doing solos and stuff. And we're like, yeah, finally. And then they build to this big emotional moment. And then right before they're about to go do the final, like right there, right when it's the moment when you're supposed to let go, this like 6-foot blonde woman just goes, ha! And it's like utterly silent, and no one has any clue why this has happened. I look at, maybe the Germans know, I don't know, what's she doing? No one understands it. And so we're sitting there, and then they finish, and like no one laughed. So I was real confused. So I talked to the guys, and like, Vasar, you should definitely ask her. I was like, I don't know. That was Klaus. There was Klaus, Bruno, Hendrik. So we're all sitting there, and I was like, when in Switzerland. So I finally decided to go over there. So I approached this woman, afraid maybe I'm coming on to her. I don't know. This is culturally offensive for me. I don't know what's going on. So I walk up to her. I don't know if she knows English. And I just go, hey, I don't know if you... And I got it. She knows English. So I was like, okay, you laughed at the end. Why did you do that? And she's just like, Lique? And I was like, what? And she was like, the Lique. And I was like, what? She did it. I was like, what? I have no clue what she's talking about. It's on the YouTube. She gets really mad. Now, we're really close to France. People told me later, yeah, she was not Swiss. She was like French. So she was just big, total jazz snob to me. She was just like, you don't know the Lique. She like was mad. She turned away. And I talked to all the German homies, and no one knows what's going on. I fly back. This is last year. I don't know these guys yet. Finally, we had a different band name, and we were going to use that, and then it came up. What?
Now I'm trying to figure out what that band name was.
That's why we say show enough. We've never said it publicly. Yeah, we've never said it. All right, so our original name, our original name was Kiss My Conversation. Kiss My Conversation, which is a reference to the movie The Last Dragon. So anyway, how do we become the Lique? So I tell the guys this story, and I don't know what I'm talking about, and they just go, huh, yeah, that's crazy. And I thought we were about to start rehearsal, and then I believe it was Nick just casually just says, oh man, I love that video.
Yeah. There's an actual video on YouTube, and it's called The Lique, and it's the same lick, and the lick is ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. And the video is just a compilation of every jazz artist, even pop artists and stuff, using that lick. It's just a really common lick. So because she had a French accent, she said, the Lique.
Yeah, so we say, and so that's like our tagline, you don't know the Lique. And in every show, we go, da-da-da-da-da-da. Usually Sean does it the most.
Yeah. Can I hear that?
Do it, Sean.
He plays it on guitar.
Guitar.
We'll do that later.
We can do it in unison. 1, 2, 3. Wow. So we do that.
I love it.
Yeah. So that's why we are the Lique. It's an inside joke, and the more you follow us, you'll see there's a lot of inside jokes.
Awesome.
like
So
that.
we saw, when we heard about y'all, we were looking at some articles, and it was the Las Vegas Weekly article that named you the best jazz hip hop combo in Las Vegas. So congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where were you when you received the news about that, and how did you celebrate it?
That was wild. Where were you, Jeremy?
We were actually all in different places. I forget why, but
It was July.
It was over the summer, right?
Yeah.
Nick and I were in some other state, playing with a different group. Sean was in town. Jason wasn't in the band yet, and Rasar
Yeah, I'd never.
Rasar was
met
in
him.
California, I think. But when they had the awards ceremony, we were all in different places, and Sean was the only person who was able to attend, but we were all really, really excited and kind of disappointed that we weren't all together at the same time to go crazy.
Yeah, like because you guys were playing like another band together, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they had that. I got the email, and then it was just like, yeah, I can't do this, cause like they hand delivered it. Like they asked for an address, and they were like, I was like, yeah, but you could just send it. Or I forgot what I said. They were making something difficult, and I was just like, yeah, you could just mail it. It's cool. I'll get it. I won't be here next week though. And they were like, oh no, we need to see it. We're walking it to your door. I was like, what? So you actually got it hand delivered?
Yeah,
So
so they
Sean-
hand delivered it to my house, and that was really cool.
How did that feel? What did they say? What
They
was
were
that
just
whole
really
interaction?
pretty chill people,
Okay.
very low key. They were just like, "Oh yeah, here's the award," and they just told me when it was, and it was at Omnia nightclub, and they just were like, "See you there," and then I saw them there, and then it was really cool.
But it was like a golden ticket.
Oh yeah, it was like it kind of had like a
yeah.
Willy Wonka theme, so it was like
Oh.
this golden ticket with this chocolate bar. It was a pretty good chocolate
That's
bar.
pretty dope.
Wait, there was actual chocolate?
Yeah, I ate it all.
You never told me that.
No pieces for you guys.
You never told me that.
But it was a really fun event too, and there was a bunch of local talent there.
Yeah.
Moksha was there, Amanda Marks, violin girl, the Lique, and a bunch of other cool people, and they just gave us a bunch of free drinks
Frank.
drank.
No, I was
That's awesome.
I was in California. I was on tour. I have another project called Camera with this other Vegas artist named Cameron Calloway.
He goes here,
He's
doesn't he?
I think
think
he
he
might
does.
have at one point. I don't
I've
know.
seen him here.
He's been here a lot.
Okay,
But he
maybe he's
definitely
just been
does it
here.
now. But Cameron Calloway, amazing singer. He's worked with us a ton of times. And actually, our first official show that we did was at the Velveteen Rabbit. And he did that. And so usually we bring him up, or, we just have a great relationship. So he and I were on tour in California. So I kind of celebrated it in Cali. So
Awesome.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
And that's so funny to me that you actually brought that up, because the first time that Kaylin and I ever saw you, Rasar, I think it's cool that we found out about the Lique later, and I was like, that's awesome. But we saw you at it was like a poetry slam or like an open mic night at the center.
Yeah.
And I was
Oh.
like, I've totally seen this person before. Where
Yeah.
did I see him? And then I was like, I saw you at the center. So that's
Wow.
cool how it kind of came full circle.
Yeah.
And you're talking about, I know you mentioned there was a lot of local people that were at the Best of Vegas thing. And I just wanted to know, in terms of providing a platform through events like open mic and poetry slams, how do you think Vegas does? Because a lot of people have a lot of different feelings about Vegas in terms of music, but what are everyone's feelings about that?
Well, I think I'm probably like the spoken word dude, but I don't know if you guys have gone to open mics around here.
Yeah?
I know you're involved in
No.
a jam session, which is similar.
Jam sessions.
Which
Yeah.
it's a
Okay.
lot.
Similar.
Like
Nice.
you do the funk jam like every
Yeah.
week, and I visited that, and that's just some of the baddest people I've
Where
seen.
is that at?
Usually they've been switching venues. It's either at the Hard Hat Lounge or the Sand Dollar.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like some of the best musicians in town go there and just funk it up.
Yeah, turn up,
Love
turn
it.
up. Yeah, I would say for the open mic, I'm very. I was reluctant at first because, being a part of the show that I was involved with a bunch of professionals, everyone who's like world class. The Rose Rabbit Live event thing, we had Vegas Nocturne. I mean, you had people from the Netherlands, you had China, Germany, Ukraine, everywhere around the world, and everybody was amazing. So I was on super snob mode. Like, if you're not amazing, you're wasting my time. That's because everybody was doing like death-defying acts every day. So like, at first time I went to the open mic, I was like really disappointed and let down, because also I had been off the open mic circuit, and I was just like, I like, that's why these guys like really, you know, jumped out at me first time we played, is they're just amazing. Like, I'm fans of them. And like, I don't get that opportunity. But I went back through my homegirl Coco Jenkins, who pretty much everybody knows in Vegas. And so
Love her.
yeah, right? Of course you would know her.
Everyone loves Coco.
Yeah, they're in love with
Shout out
the
to you.
hey. So yeah, shout out to Coco every time. So she actually got me to go back. But the first time I went, I saw Cameron Calloway. I didn't know who he was, and he was like really one of the few saving graces, like him, Sonia Seelinger, Jessica Manalo, Chris Mendoza. There was other people that were good, but it was just too much. It was too confused. When I went back, I saw Cameron again. He gave me hope, and then the show I was a part of ended. And then so I kind of needed the open mic because I didn't really have an artistic outlet, and I lost like all of my network. So I kind of needed to find a new family, and that's actually where I met Ramon on the open mic circuit. So literally, he would have never suggested me to Sean and all these things.
Wow.
So really,
Nice.
I owe a lot specifically to the human experience,
Yes.
Soul Sessions, you know, all those people. My homeboy Lake Wisdom actually just called me during this interview. So like, I owe a lot to the Vegas Underground, and I can honestly say I wouldn't be a part of the Lique if it wasn't for them.
Wow, I love it.
That's a lot. Do you have anything to say about that, Jeremy?
Uh,
Have open mics or anything like that scene helped you out?
I mean, I think
Or
that's
anything at UNLV either.
Yeah, that's just how we all get to know each other. Because I mean, we see each other in all of our music classes, the musician students here at UNLV. But it's only really when we go out and we find places to start playing together and really get to know each other that we build a community, and you sort of become close friends and family, and that's how you figure out who you want to play with and what you want to do with people and what projects. It's how they get inspired. I think that the jams and the open mics are really important to fostering all of the most inventive projects here in Vegas, and that's how we got started.
And a lot of us too, like especially for me, the Vegas underground scene is fairly new to me, just because ever since I graduated UNLV, I've been doing a lot of work on the Strip for like shows and stuff. And Jason too, he was just doing Baz the Musical. And yeah, Sean does a lot of stuff too. I sub on Zombie Burlesque and Jersey Boys on the Strip and stuff. And so that's not underground at all, you know. So it's that's like that's the very like uppity, you know, like you know, professionalism. It's fun. I enjoy it, you know.
That's awesome.
But yeah, the underground is, I think, fairly new to me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Jason? I haven't heard much from you, but I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Sure, yeah. I would say, as far as jam sessions in the underground go, that I wouldn't know half the people I did without starting to go to jam sessions in high school here at the Yayo Taco.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
remember-
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Yayo, yes, I love that place.
I've never been.
Rest in
Y'all
peace.
gotta
Rest in
educate me.
beats, actually.
Oh my
You'll
God.
never
Rest
go,
in
man.
peace.
It's done. Yes.
Yeah, across the street.
Yeah.
Used to be.
The first time I actually heard Nick play was with Julian Tanaka's group at Yayo Taco, and I was just mind blown. I was like, I didn't know people like this existed, like Julian Tanaka and Austin Cooley. They were all just so killing. And it was very intimidating for me to get up and play with them, but it was also very inspirational. And I would say that going to events like that when I was an underclassman really helped me, you know, push me forward, because I would see my friends progress and be like, oh, they're playing this good. Now I need to go home and I need to shed so I can keep up with them. And also just being at UNLV, having so many people around you who are talented, who are writing music, who are having their own outside projects, really motivates you to go out and have your own projects and try to network. And that's the cool thing about music, is we never truly are alone in this lifestyle, I should say, or this journey, you know. And it's never about the destination. It's about the people you meet.
Wow.
It's about the opportunities like this that we have. and it's all really exciting and fun for me, at least.
Can we give him some snaps?
That was good.
Beautiful.
I love it.
That's why he picks his spots. He's like the silent assassin. Yes.
No,
been
that
there.
was perfect.
So you guys have an exciting weekend coming up, right?
Yes, we do.
So tell me about that. Life is Beautiful.
Woo.
How did that come to be about? How did you find out? Like, that's incredible.
I'll do the short backstory, and then you tell the twist. You know,
There's
the
a
part
twist.
I forgot.
There's a
The part I
twist.
forgot. Yeah, we do the twist like Chubby Checker. So basically, so we saw everyone like going really hard for it. Right around that time, we were just forming. So like we weren't really focused on. We just wanted to play, and we just wanted people coming out to our shows. We didn't start out to win awards. We didn't start out even with the thoughts of touring or even an album. We just really wanted to work with other musicians that we respect. Yeah. So things just kind of started coming in, but we realized everyone was ahead of us just in terms of, it takes a while to build a fan base. So we didn't even worry about it. We're like, that's so far out of our league right now. Maybe like later down. So like we actually had friends who tried out because they had to do like special showcases and try to get votes. And we had to limit our energy. I was also on a solo tour in California, so I couldn't really be here the way I wanted to help everybody. So we just kind of did our thing. And then it wasn't even the first jam, was it? It was at a Life is Beautiful showcase, right?
Oh, you're talking about when?
Cameron Calloway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were hanging out. It was a First Friday showcase type deal.
I
where
remember
a whole bunch
that
of,
one.
Yeah,
That was a really big deal.
it was awesome. A whole bunch of local acts, including a bunch of friends of ours like Cameron, were performing, I guess sort of competing for spots to play in Life is Beautiful. And we were having a lot of fun supporting people and going around and everything like that. And at one point we were sitting around talking like, oh man, it's too bad we didn't enter into this. We didn't know about it or whatever. We had only really been a band for a few months at that point, and we weren't really aware of what was going on. And we were a little bummed that we weren't going to get to do it, but then Rasar said something along the lines of, you know what, it's probably better off this way, because now, next year, the year after, they'll come to us instead of us going to them. And
I meant like next
yeah,
year.
he meant way in the future. We did not realize that maybe 2 or 3 months later, Life is Beautiful would come to us and ask us to play. It was crazy. We weren't expecting it at all.
Yeah, we were like, what? Like I literally I got so excited. Like I jumped up and I think I called Sean or something. Like I couldn't text or like I got out of my apartment. Yeah. I just walked. I was like, can you guys do the 25th? Now it's the 26th we're playing, but it was like, can we do the 25th? And I didn't even wait on the replies. I just like went for a walk for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I was just, cause we had to like cancel another gig and rearrange, and it was like, oh man. But the twist, that's like the major twist that we didn't see coming. But the other part is, the underlying moral of the story is the work ethic. We are definitely like nerds about this. Like Jason was talking about like going home and just shedding and just working on your craft. That's what we do. So like we've done more rehearsal probably than we've done shows, like, up until like, this summer. Like we just worked hard at like finding a sound. So what does that have to do with anything? Essentially, we knew that if we just kept building our own career, so what actually got us on Life is Beautiful, we did a show with R&R, who obviously, just recently disbanded. Yeah. We did a show at the Bunkhouse, which we couldn't get in for a long time. It's been very hard for us to break in. Like we created a few opportunities for ourselves, and then people saw what we were doing. So we were not considered for Bunkhouse until R&R just kind of like forced us in there. It went well. And there were people there that we didn't know, but it was a lot of people there, and it turns out that one of them is actually part of the Downtown Project. And so that he told me later that when he reached out to us, he had seen our set, and he kind of had it in his mind like, oh yeah, Life is Beautiful. Wow. But he didn't tell us until like August. So, yeah.
Wow, that's so awesome. So what time, what stage, do you guys know all the information of where you're going to be at so people who are going can see you?
Yeah, it's September 26th at 5 p.m. on the Container Park stage.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you guys. We'll be there
Thanks
for
so much.
sure
Thank
to
you.
support.
Awesome.
Thank
so
you.
That's awesome. And I know you guys mentioned an album, but just to sum
Ooh.
things up, what are you working on? What can we expect from you guys?
Okay. Well, I'd
Once you
say,
get past this weekend.
well, I'd say to we got a lot of stuff coming up, but I would say just to give a little context to that last little story, I would say to any other bands that want to come up or other artists that are listening or that are already active to continue to stay active when it seems like things aren't working, because we didn't know that one show would put us on this festival, which has now opened up other things. Now we're playing Gold Spike. We're going to be playing our first 3-hour set October 16th. So we're focused on that, and that happened from getting Life is Beautiful. So our first thing, we have something up on SoundCloud right now. So you just find us, soundcloud.com/TheLique, TheLique, and you can find us online. So we have a song up there from when we played Sayers Club. We played there in June, which was like one of our first big shows. And so we have the audio thanks to, Jason Wadines of Paper Tigers for recording that. So, we encourage people to listen to us, follow us on there. And we are starting to work on our EP finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should. We're going to start recording that in October.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So we're working on the EP, and we're looking to, obviously Vegas is our home, but I'm from California and I have a lot of connections out there, and we've all traveled, so we definitely intend to take this show on the road. So right now we're focused on a tour in the spring, getting out of Vegas. We're finally getting out to San Diego at the end of next month. And we were very fortunate to have opened for Lique. I just want to say that.
That's
August
awesome.
22nd,
Yeah.
Think
Brooklyn
about that.
Bowl.
That was dope.
Playing Brooklyn Bowl. I know it already happened. You're talking about the future, but that was a major breakthrough for us.
Yeah. He's huge.
Yeah. So that was definitely like the best crowd we've had. There was over 830 people in there.
Wow.
And they were with us literally from the first note. So we really want to get back to Brooklyn Bowl.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, thank you guys so much once again for coming out. We really appreciate you guys. Let them know again where you're performing at
Yes.
this weekend.
Saturday, September 26th, 5 p.m. on the Container Park stage.
Perfect. Where can we find you? Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, all that good stuff.
We are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. The best way our website is, by the time they hear it, it'll be thelique.com, THELIQUE.com. That'll be we'll have a landing page soon. But mostly you should like us on Facebook. Everything is at The Lique Band, at The Lique Band or /The Lique Band. That's how you're going to find us, except for SoundCloud. But LIQUE is The Lique. So
All right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you guys once again for coming out.
Thank you.
thank you for having us.
Thank you.